Back again, and this time we're going to talk about the effort, the huge amount of effort it takes to get anything going in life. And I'm going to couple that with basically quantity, because really we're talking more or less the same thing here, the quantity it takes to do something. Somewhere in 1995, Mr. Bill Gates, he has wrote a book called Business at the Speed of Thought. And it's about in 95, I think he wrote it, Business at the Speed of Thought by Mr. Bill Gates. And in there, a tremendous amount of good stuff. You should read the book. But in there, he wrote one particular thing which says, people always overestimate the results which they think they should get out of what they do on a short-term basis. Basically, people always think things should happen faster and more. They do one thing, they said, oh, you know, we send out 1,000 letters, shouldn't we get 20, 50 or whatever clients? Blah, 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 whatever it may be. You know, I told my wife, 6 years ago that she's good, she's beautiful, I love her, and all those things. Shouldn't that be enough? Shouldn't the results come back like that she's overwhelmingly nice to me and whatever? Ladies and gentlemen, the effort it takes, okay, is so much larger. And even me knowing that, preaching it and reading this particular concept, about this concept all the time, I constantly overestimate what it takes. I don't think I do any marketing plan which turns out to be as profitable as I think on a short run. And this is the key here. Mr. Bill Gates says, business, overestimate the results which should come back based on the effort you put out on a short run. But, he says, they also underestimate the huge amount of results which could come and will come on a long run. However, people do not go and get the long run in most cases, because after the short run didn't work out, they give up. Yep, this doesn't work. In fact, that's why you in the United States of America have so many divorces going on. I don't need that shit. We're married 5 months, 2 years, 4 years. Well, first of all, they violate lots of, you see the KRC triangle comes to work here. They have no idea how much effort it takes. They don't have the knowledge. They never were responsible enough to find out the knowledge of how much effort of communication, ARC triangle, it took and it will take to make a marriage working. They don't know that if you have a problem, you're supposed to talk your way through it, okay? They don't know those things. So the whole marriage isn't as smooth, as beautiful, and as whatever, soft and all that stuff, sexy as it's supposed to be on a short-term basis, so let's give up. Same with people on the job, same with people in companies. And the beautiful or the sad part is that many companies owners, they make the same mistake. They do a certain marketing program, a certain this, a certain that, and they don't get what they're supposed to do, so they give up and don't do it anymore. They start a new one. The same happens. After they've done that for a while, they stop any and all good marketing actions because apparently nothing is working, and they kind of have a life of slightly miserable existence. Maybe they make enough money to live and even more, but they're not reaching their goal, and they're not even going after it anymore because everything they did didn't work out the way they wanted it. It's almost like God or some other mystic figure out there is supposed to deliver what you think it is. Maybe what some accountant says, or maybe what some book says. All that stuff. I tried it long enough. Shouldn't something come back? Oh my God, you have no idea how many of my clients, we sign them on our program and we tell them, look, this is a process, this is a work, this is a give and take, this is eventually we will succeed. Will we succeed in the first 1, 3 or 5 months, or maybe even the first year? God only knows, but we will succeed. Hey, hold and behold, after 2 weeks, some of them, or 3 weeks, or 6 weeks, oh, something should happen already. I don't think anything has happened here. I'm getting unhappy. I'm getting restless. They think that life goes up in a straight line, you know, to that point from here to here. No, life goes like, you know, at the beginning it goes like this, sometimes up, down, and then finally it goes up, type of thing. It's like the accumulative way of putting something together. You know, for instance, if you take one penny, and you double that penny every day for 30 days, okay, how much money would you get? Let me tell you something. You know, actually, I think I did it with $1,000 type of things. If you do it for 30 days and I give you $1,000 every day, you get $30,000. Would you rather have that, or would you have one penny doubled every day? Okay, and most people actually say, I want $1,000 for 30 days, except the one who think it's a catch-22. What happens if you do a penny every day? You go on for 28, 26, 27, whatever days, literally like you have almost, you're not even showing up, and all of a sudden you go up to, I think, $11 million. Because doubling, it's just like the compound effort and effect. And I think it was, I don't know, Einstein or somebody who said that the compound, the formula of compounding is a world wonder, you know. So, ladies and gentlemen, the effort it takes is huge. In terms of marketing communication, if you think of 1,000 letters sending out, you got to literally think of 3 and 5 million letters sending out. Now I know I right now hit unreality. I did get no agreement with you because you think you don't even have 3 million prospects, and of course this is a figure of speech which I'm telling you now. The amount of communicating, meaning people you need to contact with your marketing, is so huge, so much more than you think, and it will take a little longer than you think, but you need to keep going on it, and you will be all of a sudden getting the compound return. I need to tell you that this is part of the KRC. This is a knowledge I just gave you, and whether the knowledge is, you know, very palatable to you or not, that's really beside the point. It's what it is. It's the law of gravity. Okay? It doesn't work any other way. You need huge amount of communication, which is, as we get to the mechanical part of this tape, you will see how huge of communications and marketing we're going to put out, and we're going to put it out in a way that you can do it. Okay? Yes. Absolutely, because that's probably where it fails down. Again, not enough knowledge in order to be in control of sending out huge amounts of marketing information for as little money and as little time that you can afford it. This is what this is all about. You are on the road now. You took some responsibility to learn this knowledge. Then you need to take more responsibility to learn slightly more about it and to implement it, which is a whole responsibility in itself, of course, in order to basically, so to say, you need to learn how to contact this huge amount of people I'm now talking about for so little money and time, effort that you can do it. That's the key, because nothing does to you any good if you cannot do it. So don't worry about me talking about something which is not executable because of your situation. And keep always this in mind. It is never the resources which are missing. I know people believe that. And trust me, I'm prone to believe it myself many times. If you want to do something and you don't have the money, you want to do something, you don't have the time, whatever it may be, it is easy to say the resources are missing. It's easy to say that law XYZ prohibits me. It's easy to say that the situation the way it is, the Chinese people selling the product for half the price, and it's a better product than we have, so obviously we can't sell it. Well, it's still, you know, that looks like a resource, but what it really is, it is your and my resourcefulness to overcome the resource problem which is at stake here, which is missing. our resourcefulness to become super overcoming the obstacles. There is one way to go from A to B. True. And we want to have the shortest way and the best and the cheapest. It's kind of understandable. And we should seek it out. But here's the problem. If from A to B straight, it's a 5-minute ride with the car and very easy to do, that would be great. But what about if there was a snow lavine or a whatever, some explosion and that road is blocked and you just cannot go? However, you could go in circle and over there to this mountain and down to this village and back over there and somehow go in from the back to that place 5 minutes away. And it takes you 9 days to get there, but you can get there. All of a sudden, ladies and gentlemen, that 9-day trip with lots of obstacles and huge amount of cost involved to get there, all of a sudden became the ideal way. And it was your resourcefulness to get there. It's not about to get there the best and the cheapest way. The best and the cheapest way is the way to get there. In the first place, nothing does you good if you do not get there ever. And that's where most people give up. And that is where they give up with their resourcefulness, which again is the responsibility of getting the knowledge so that you can be in control to get there. It's not the how you get there, it's that you do get there. And that is what is important. So we got that. The quantity is huge. It takes a lot more effort than you think. The results come back a lot less than you think at the beginning, almost always. If I calculate it that way, I'm still always falling short. And that's just all there is to it. In my own life, in my own company, I'm so short compared to where I thought I might want to be 20 years ago or 30 years ago. It is not even real. That does not mean unhappiness is part of it, because yes, I am moving, I am going, and by knowing this principle I go, okay, somewhere along the line there's the accumulation coming, and of course because I know all those type of things, I have reached so much more on the other hand than so many other people have reached, because I do know that I need to be constantly resourceful, responsible to get more knowledge, and I work on it, and that puts you to a certain, it's the journey. Not necessarily the destination, it's the journey. And being resourcefulness is all about the journey. It is the overcoming the problem which will make you happy. Laying back and saying, well, we don't have the resources, we can't do that, that has never made anybody happy. No, it may be a good excuse to your spouse, it may be a good excuse to your kids, it may be a good excuse to your staff member, it may be a good excuse even to yourself. Here's the deal, it's not. As you well know, because you are not feeling good about it. So realize that's what the effort, that's what this whole thing is about. It's important for you to know that when you embark in this marketing adventure, which we're going to work on it, because let me tell you, otherwise you will be disappointed, and that's just all there is to it. But if not, you'll go, okay, I just need to turn on the juice, and I need to do it, and this is what's happening, and okay, let's go. And many past disappointments you had might by doing so actually disappear. You might look at them and you go, maybe I was on the right road. Maybe I just gave up a little too early. Most likely that's what it was. Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for the next few lessons. They're coming soon.